Okay, I'm so excited for this. I am so honored that you would be here. Really, truly thankful that you would be here to tell your story, because I really feel that there's lives on the other side of what you have to say. And so I know you know this, but I'm sure finding out you had breast cancer was like the most shocking thing of your life. And I just really pray that through you being so vulnerable and open to tell your story, that people who find themselves in that circumstance will have somebody that they could relate to, that's been through what they're going through, that knows how scared they are, how sad they are, and how they feel. And ultimately that it would bring awareness that people would go get themselves checked at the end of the day, because both of you are not old. Yeah. And so both of you are like so young, and I can't wait for people to hear your story, to know that like it was way before doctors like would say like you need to get yourself checked. And so I'm just like really honored that you would be here, and I can't wait for you to share your story. So do you want to start? Sure. Emily?
So I'm Emily. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm 33 years old, and I was diagnosed at the age of 32. So I found out that I was pregnant shortly after I got married, and it was hard for me because I wasn't prepared to be pregnant. It wasn't like when I thought I was going to be pregnant. Yeah. So it took me a little time to kind of be okay with it. 9 months later, had the most perfect baby in the world. I genuinely can't express that kind of love that, that when it hits your chest, it's like I lost my breath. Yeah. And all those fears went away. And I breastfed for about almost 8 weeks, I think. And when I was 3 months postpartum, I found a lump in my left breast in the shower. Yeah. And I actually was at the beach with my family. Yeah. And since I just finished breastfeeding, my sister's like, oh, probably just a clogged duct. You're going to be okay. Like, don't overthink it. Get off Google. Totally. Which naturally I went on Google. Thought all the worst things. 4 weeks later, didn't go away. My mom's like, you need to go to a doctor. Went to the doctor alone because I was so convinced that it was nothing, just a clogged duct that wouldn't go away on its own. So I was alone in the room after my ultrasound, and they asked me if I had anybody with me. And that's when I knew, because why would you ask that if there's no news to share? And they sat me down, two on both sides of me, and held my hand and told me that I had breast cancer. I went right into chemo. I did 6 rounds of chemotherapy, which is the hardest thing, as I'm sure you know. Yeah. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. I was on my couch every treatment for 2 weeks at a time. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. With a new baby? With a new baby. My mom, bless her heart, she's the best. She came and stayed with us after every treatment, which was 6, like I said, which is a lot of her time. Yeah. And helped raise my baby. So after my first chemotherapy treatment, my lump was 90% gone. I couldn't feel it, but my doctor could find it. By the second treatment, it was completely gone, which was really cool. Yeah. To know that it was working. So you know, but at the same time, it's that you have how many more you're counting down the days. Right. Till it's done, and they got worse and worse. The treatments. So the first one didn't bother me at all. Okay. Second one and on the last one was the worst. My mom actually thought like at times like I might not make it because I was frail. I could not eat. I could not drink water. And you feel very lonely, and you see everybody else going about their lives. And I'm 32 years old, and I'm like this.
So my name is Erica. I am 37 years old from Georgia.
So would you take us through that? What was that like for you?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, how did you figure this out?
It was kind of a fluke how I found my lump. I was in nursing school at the time. I had just gotten home from clinicals, and I had a sports bra on under my scrubs. So I went to take it off, and you take your bra off, you just get that like tingly, freeing feeling. So I was just scratching across my chest and found a lump that, obviously wasn't supposed to be there. And as soon as I felt it, I just had that gut feeling that like, this isn't going to be good. I was in within days for a mammogram, and like you, I did mammogram straight to ultrasound. And I left the imaging center, and I don't even think I had been gone 3 minutes, and that doctor was calling me. They did another mammogram, and then they took me into a little room, and I sat there with this little pink paper gown on, and I'll never forget, all she said was, it's positive for cancer. And, you know, I knew it was coming. I just knew that that's what it was, but it still hits you. Your life just flashes before your eyes, you know.
Honestly, you almost think like death.
Yeah, I mean, that's where your head goes to. It's like, am I gonna survive this?
How has your journey with breast cancer impacted you as a person, and how has it impacted your confidence?
It wasn't about me at that point. It was about, what can I do to benefit somebody else going through this? You know, I knew that if I could be positive and just, you know, be open and honest and share everything, you know, that I was going through, that, you know, just if it could touch just that one person, it's worth it for me. I would do it 100 times over if it just could benefit one person.
It impacted me as a person in that I know it sounds cliche, but you look at life differently.
For sure.
You know that every day is special and you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So love your people hard and do the things that scare you, which is what my husband always tells me, because that's really hard for me to do things that scare me, but I'm a little more willing these days.
Yeah.
Because I know that tomorrow's not guaranteed and I might regret not doing the things that I want to do.
You know, after my mastectomy, you know, they don't tell you about the lumps and the bumps and the imperfections that are going to be there. And I struggled really, really bad. Your bodysuits have been life-changing for me. I had to be so cautious about material and things I wore because of all my lumps and bumps. And I put a nuuds bodysuit on, and it's like, those things are non-existent. Something so simple as a bodysuit. But it has been such a confidence boost for me.
Honestly, today in this nudes outfit, it's the first time that I felt confident looking in the mirror. You have a way of making people feel very special, and I know I talked about that, is that my favorite thing about your brand is the heart behind it. It's not the clothing, it's the heart. The fact that you're doing this for breast cancer survivors and people who are still going through it is just, it's phenomenal.
Truly, the whole heart and soul and mission behind nuuds was to like make clothes that made people feel really good in their own skin.
Well, you nailed it.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool to have a moment like this where I get to see that why of nuuds in action and be just like literally the tiniest part of your story, that nuuds could have helped you in one of your low moments, even to be comfortable in your pajamas, like while going through chemo. It's such a gift and an honor. And I just feel so grateful that you would be here to share your story, to help bring awareness, and that we could play a small part of it is so cool to me. So thank you so much.
Thank you.